Hello and welcome to Be Here Now, the Peaceful Empowerment Work Show, where presence invites perspective and allows peace. We are live on the newstreamingnetwork.com, WGSN-DB Going Solo Network Radio, TV, and podcasts. Today's topic, keeping it real to help you heal.
That has brought up quite a few thoughts in me, so this is going to be a good one today. At first, I was like, I don't know, but yeah, forget it. Good one. Good show today, everybody.
Forget about it.
We promise.
I am your co-host, Judy Forder, and I am here with, eager to speak, Janice Leonard.
Hi, everybody. I was just thinking about that. Oh, talk about marketing. I was just thinking about that, how you try to put in a little plug what the show's about so people will get interested. So you've been asking me lately right about that point what I thought. So I was thinking you were going to ask me.
Oh, sorry about that. We have so much to talk about. I was just rolling through.
Yeah, that's right. Anyways, Janice Leonard, I am. And Judy and I, we do this every week. Our goal was to find peace. Our goal was to share peace and health and wellness for people. And so we share our stories, and we're sharing the things, the tools we've used, the different perspectives and people who can come in and share information. And we hope that you'll enjoy and grow with us and become happy, healthy, and be here now. Oh, yeah. And only that, we are part of a 501c3. We have a website, which is peacefulempowermentworks.org. If you go there, we've got on the ribbon, there's a tab for the shows. You can see any show you want from the very beginning to today. And also, we have a donate button at the top and the bottom. So if you are able to and want to, you can donate and get it's tax deductible. Or support us just by being here, pressing like, and we appreciate you. And thanks for being here.
All right. Yes, right on. We have a couple slides. We're going to take care of some logistical business before we get into the topic for today. We have show topics for August, which of course this is our second week, but next week we have Amy Patuk coming back, which I spelled that name wrong.
Oh no.
Sorry, Amy. I'll fix that. She's going to come back and talk to us about the hidden impact of artificial EMFs on our health. And then on August 27th, Janice and I will be back and talk about the quest to rest. So that is exciting. Last week, we had Elohim Magdalena Rosa here for her part 2 of her 6-part series. So if you weren't able to be with us last week, make sure you watch that recording. The Body is the Grail, and she will be returning on September 3rd to talk to us about Divine Love is the Living Intelligence.
Yeah, this is all new to me, and I'm still trying to figure out why it feels good. But if one thing, if nothing else, I just love her voice, her singing, the tones, the vibration. Okay, so maybe it's with the vibration of whatever she's doing that I can feel. I don't know, but it's really something. I hope you like it too and can learn and grow from her, because it's wild.
Yeah, it's funny. And you and I talk about how we're different. You want to get into the why it's affecting you. I just love the fact that it is affecting me.
That's funny. Yeah, I said to her before the show last week, so what is this? Why are you doing this?
Yes, it was wonderful. It's funny because you asked and I was like, I guess that's a question we should have asked. And but that's the perfect thing is I don't even question. I'm just like, this feels amazing. Keep it coming.
Yeah, that was interesting. And today's topic, again, for initially it's like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. And then I had a couple things come to me. So hopefully it's something people are meant to hear, and it's going to help in people to open up and hear and see and grow. And Judy had at least one too. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, the one last thing we want to plug about new for season 4 is the Be Here Now monthly chat and chew, where Janice and I want to get together with a group of 10 or less of you on a Saturday Zoom so we can chat and maybe eat a snack about the month's topics. We could have our guests show up and do a Q&A, but we're intentionally keeping the group small because Janice and I were talking in the pre-show, you know, a lot of people are saying how much they need connection again. And we come to you every Thursday and we do our chatting. And when we're lucky, we get a couple comments that'll come across the screen, but there's very little interaction with whoever's watching. So we thought we'd just offer this opportunity on the last Saturday of every month. So it'll be August 29th for this month, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard. If you are interested, please email me at judyforder@comcast.net. Put "Be Here Now" CNC in the subject line, and I will send you the Zoom link. And
or you could, if you don't remember that and you want to do it, you can always also email us at peacefulempowermentworks@gmail.com.
There we go.
And I'll pass it along to Judy.
Perfect. All right. Our pathway to peace this week. Our topic: keeping it real to help you heal.
Yay. Yeah, my little noise thing is gone. My grandson found it when he was visiting. And every time he comes, he picks it up and he makes all the noises all through the house. And I was thinking about hiding it, but before I knew, I have no idea where it is. So
it's gone. All right. Before we dive in, Janice, would you like to ring us in?
Oh yeah, gosh, I almost forgot.
All right. Everybody take a deep breath in through your nose.
This is not working. Hang on, sorry.
All right.
I'm trying something new.
Okay.
There you go. This is what happens when you try something new.
All right, here we go.
My practice worked. Okay. Practice run worked much better. But yeah, so I'm using this big bowl. I don't know if I can lift it up.
Don't hurt yourself. Wow, that is a big one.
So I thought, I've of course been put to shame. Well, no, because that's not the way to see things, Janice. But anyways, by Heloise, I loved her chalice crystal, and it just was amazing. So I said, maybe I got to step it up, try something different. Okay.
See, it has expanded your willingness to try something new.
That's right. Yes.
Okay, so we have a couple memes today, and the first one is: you don't attract what you want, you attract who you believe you are. And I thought, whew. All right, so Janice checked out the slideshow before jumping in the shower, and the only other one we're going to go through right now before you share your story is self-awareness isn't a soft skill. They in the business world, they would say personal skills are like soft skills. It's the whole game. And that's what we're realizing more and more every single day as the trash guys are here now. Yeah. So study yourself with the seriousness of someone decoding their own operating system, because that's exactly what it is. Patterns, habits, compulsions, wounds, fears, escapes. Each one you name loses its camouflage. Each one you understand loses its grip. Keep going until nothing inside you moves without your knowledge. That's the awakening. Not lighter, not calmer, unstoppable. When we know what we're doing, why we're doing it, and we have the ability to pause and make a choice, that means that we are in control, that we are responsible, empowered. I had a client tell me this last week that I should market myself as a self-empowerment coach, because this is the work that Janice and I are here talking to you about. We're not saying, the day of the guru. It's not about gurus. You are your own guru. You are your own superhero. And the only way you can remember that, because it's about remembering, is digging through the layers of that onion. And that comes through self-awareness. And all of those things that we listed, it's about looking at them without judgment, without comparison. Just like Janice and her new singing bowl. She was going to jump into shame because practice went better than execution. No, she turned that around. And it's not about never feeling it, never coming up again. It's exactly what Janice demonstrated. She caught it and she was like, no, I don't do that. She literally shook it off.
It's true.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
So that's what we're here talking about. So, if you're not attracting what it is you want, take a look inside and see what it is you're truly believing. Because if you don't believe you're worthy of what it is you desire, you're not going to get it. So what do you have to do to get to the point where you are able to believe you are worthy of what it is you want?
Jeez. It's funny because when it's my shower time, the first thing that popped in my head is, I was sitting there just kind of I was in a bad place, and I started thinking about how I'm gaining my weight back and I'm getting fat again. Look, you can see my double chin. I went through all the places, and I decided to get that negative down, and and when I got out of the shower, I just got on the scale. I actually weigh a pound less than the last time I weighed myself.
So it was all lies.
But what you think. So I create this story, on how my body's no good. Yeah, I guess it's probably been this part of the story forever because I was overweight, and so what happened? So then I don't dare to do things. I don't want to do things, which brought me to the second thing, which is my brother's back in the area. Well, relatively speaking, and so we got together for lunch last week, and someplace in the middle of me and my sister and my brother. So the three of us that are now, close enough. And we went to lunch, and it was nice. He brought his wife, which is a whole other story, which I could talk about if it fits in later. But it was nice lunch. And then, like, when my sister and I did it before, we just left after we came back home. But he's like, so what do you do after the eat? Do you just go leave or what? So he's like, well, I was thinking, and he had ideas of what we could do after. Now, my brother, who would see once every other year, for so many, many years, I forgot. My brother's idea of let's do something involves physical things.
Okay.
Okay. So he's like, let's go to the flume. We can hike. I'm like, what? What? I don't hike. You kidding me? I can't do that. The flume, it's a place in New Hampshire from the ice ages and blah, blah, blah. They carved out this big, huge thing. Anyways, and I've always lived near it, but we've never gone there. Why would I go hiking somewhere near where I live? So, and then I've got the me, which is you're too fat and unhealthy to be able to hike. You can't do that. And, but then I have I can see my brother be with him. And what am I going to do? Not try because I have this story? So I thought, well, I'll do is I'll just turn around. I'll just go for a while and then turn around. Well, oh my gosh. So then we get there. It's, oh, jeepers. Sorry, Bo. Oh, not sorry to Bo. Sorry, everybody. We get there. It's like up, 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 up. It's up. So, it's a regular trail, but then when you get to the place where the walls are like, caverns or whatever, it's on a walkway that's attached to the side of the wall somehow. One way. You cannot turn around and go back. Oh, Lord. So I was like, okay, well, I'm looking. My sister-in-law isn't like doing tons better than me. And my sister, oh, bless her, she's got heart problems now. She used to be the one I'd never think would ever slow down. But so she's having a hard time. And I was like, I might not be the worst one here. And I don't, by worse, I'm not judging. I just mean at least able. How's that? That's not the worst, because it's certainly not. I'm not judging that. But the least able, where I always, in my mind, I am the person who can't do anything physical. I can't. And so we went all the way, and it was probably a couple miles, but a lot of up, and a little scary up when it's that little walkway. It came down. Okay, so I did it. So I mean, it's like my story's not true, but I've made it. But I've made it true because that's what I believed.
Right.
So it's like, oh my gosh. Now, did I enjoy it? I no. I really, I don't get the enjoying hiking thing. I enjoyed being with my brother and sister and not feeling like I was the big fat lazy one. That was new, because that's how I always see myself. And yeah, so just that whole experience was, who do you think you are? If you attract. I can't do anything. I'm going to sit here on the couch because I can't do anything.
Yep.
And that's been my story. And that's what I've created. I've created this life because of that story.
Wow.
So, yeah, after I went to I'm too fat and I'm gaining weight and I'm getting a double chin back and all that stuff, it made me think a little deeper. And that's my story, and over.
So are you going to allow that to continue being your story since you've been proven wrong?
Well, one other time something happened physically, I was able to do something. I was surprised. So it's a journey. it's in progress.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. And it's funny. I keep hearing, Janice, not all hikes require you to go up and up and up.
Well, there was down. Then it was down, which is hard too. Why do people like that? I just don't get. I mean, okay, so the flume it was interesting, but it looked more interesting in the pictures, because you could see where when you're walking on this little path, wooden thing that's don't know how it's staying up. It's a little slanted, and so you're walking on this little slanted thing attached to a wall. You're thinking,
ooh,
people
yeah,
like
you
this.
did it real good. The universe is like, she is gonna know she can do this.
Oh my gosh! And we
go for
pull
a little
aside.
walk through the woods.
Yeah, and we pull aside and let people pass all the time. But it wasn't just me, though. My sister was having a hard time, so I think I felt, yeah. Well, it just gave me a different perspective.
Right.
So it's not that I'm any better. It's just that my sister's worse. That's a story that's coming up now.
It's so funny because before we even got into the pre-show meeting, I was reading something on Facebook, and a question I heard, write it down. What would you want if nobody else existed to compare yourself against? So it's so funny that you brought up comparison. It's an interesting question.
Yeah.
It's an interesting question.
Like, well, it just, the journey of getting over my body, it's going to be a lifelong journey. I mean, I'm still middle, really. But I think when you grow up different, and maybe differently abled, I imagine this applies to a lot of different people, and people think they're different that I don't think are different. So we probably all carry this. But when you grow up different, and I was always overweight, you think of everything in terms of that. And you end up creating stories and fears and creating, and that's a lot of us. Then I'm just thinking, sorry, 5 things at once, but this is what I did, and it's been a challenge to get past that. But it's not even just being overweight. See, of course, it's about me being overweight, but it's anyone who's differently abled or who perceives themselves as being different.
When we start to really understand that we attract what we believe we are, what we believe in life. If we believe life is going to suck, experience after experience after experience is going to prove that belief. So if we want a different experience, We need to hold a different belief. And not just in word. And this is what we're realizing more and more. And the quantum science is out there proving it, is manifestation doesn't have to do with, vision boards and things like that and affirming affirmation after. We have to feel it vibrationally. We have to be a vibrational match to what it is we want. So that's why it's so important. You have to believe you're worthy of a body that will support you hiking as much as you want if you want to hike. And that everything is so labeled. When I was at my thinnest, I was told I was overweight and had self body issues, and that's why I was made a target to some things. And holding that, how can you not look in the mirror at your lightest weight ever and not see a 500-pound woman standing in front of the mirror? So the thought doesn't align with the reality.
Yeah.
That's why we have to dig through and find what really is our truth.
Well, absolutely, because just like, probably, since my heaviest, I've probably lost 150 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And I still think of myself as being overweight. Like I'm sitting there and it's like, oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. Or look at that. Oh my gosh, look at that double. It's amazing to me.
You're so used to tearing yourself down.
But look what I've created. This one thought.
Yep. And to come to that reality that your entire life has been constructed to avoid situations where you would be physically challenged.
Yeah.
Because you held a belief that you couldn't do it.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't go. I wouldn't, so many things I didn't go to, I didn't participate in. I learned, that's the other thing I learned, but we probably should do a break soon. But I learned that with my sister-in-law, I had a way I'd make myself invisible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I got there because I was think that she doesn't like me. And then I have that whole story of I'm not good enough. And I watched myself and I watched myself think, she's just going to talk to my sister, not to me, blah, blah. And I watched myself feel like, okay, I'm going to become invisible now. I'll just sit back and part of me really like believes I'm visible. I mean, sure, not physically invisible,
right?
Because you're fat, so your question's there. but just like not noticeable. I just
You're so funny. But I absolutely understand what you're talking about. It's like when you withdraw that energy and try to shrink yourself, you really do. Yes.
And then I did catch it though. I said, okay, look at that. You're trying to make yourself invisible. You don't need to be invisible.
See?
And so then I was more like watching. She mostly talked to my sister, not me. Mm-hmm. But she did talk to me too. So it's like, this is not a black and white thing. Mm-mm. She loves me or she hates me. There's like something in the middle, which is kind of probably how I feel about her, and it's not bad. I mean, there's good things. And I think she probably enjoys talking to me sometimes. And, but that story, when you create the story, you reinforce it. It's like, okay, see, she doesn't like me. I'm not worthy, whatever. I'll just be invisible.
Yeah. And a big reminder is you're not the same woman today that you were back when she was dating your brother before they even got married. You are a very different person now, and so is she. So the fact and that's the awareness, you were able to observe the behavior.
I mean, let's face it, I've seen her once every 3 years, maybe. I mean, we haven't grown up together. We haven't grown and see each other grow either. Exactly. So I'm probably a totally different person than she thinks, but you know what? Maybe I'm not. Who cares? Because maybe she can't change her thought process or whatever. Who cares?
But Janice, in that, so is she.
Yeah.
She could be a very different person than what you remember as well. So, and being able to play that energetic game of how present can I be with her and see how she responds to that's fun. I find that playful.
Yeah. I tell you, and when you can turn that story into, instead of from I'm not worthy to this is kind of fun to watch. Let's see. Oh, okay. Look at I don't think she really dislikes me. I think maybe she just doesn't like me. There's a difference.
Well, when you keep reminding yourself that she doesn't know the person that you are now to like or dislike, then it creates the space for you to get to know her and her to get to know you.
Yeah, and then I sat there and said, who the hell cares? What does it matter? I'm like, I'm here. I'm enjoying my brother. I'm enjoying her. She doesn't offend me. I like her. I like her.
Right.
So why am I even turning this into a
About her.
negative fest?
Perfect. And on that note, I think we're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Be Here Now.
It doesn't finish the phrase.
You got me. Where presence invites perspective and allows peace. We are talking about keeping it real to help you heal. Janice was just sharing about I feel like you blew quite a few stories out. A, that you're incapable of doing things physically. B, that your sister-in-law hates you. And C, you were able to observe your own behavior, which is huge.
Yeah.
Just perfect examples of how awareness shifts everything. Awareness and is this true?
Yeah.
It shifts everything. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And that's a struggle. It's a struggle to be real and true, because you lived in that. We've lived in that body image limitation. We grew up in it. So to allow ourselves to look at the story and say, is it even true? Well, no, it's not true anymore. And then not bash ourselves for living in that false story for so long. That's a challenge.
And I think to move on to the next level, you have to be able to not beat yourself up for it.
Exactly.
And that's like a lot of what I'm working on now, because I want to say, look at Janice, what you've done. You've think of all the rides you didn't go on with your kids. I could go on and on, but no, let's stop beating yourself up for having it, or it's just your journey. It's just on the next thing.
Yeah, it was all part of survival. I mean, I've really gotten to the point where it's not that I dismiss it. I honor all of the parts of who I had to be to get me to who I am today. And, the last time we shared, I shared about releasing my bully, and I've learned that some of those parts aren't coming with me, and they don't play a role in my becoming whole or anything like that. And it's been really interesting to see how things have unfolded, because I catch myself. It's not like the bully is completely gone. She just doesn't scream as loud in this. I call it the residue. It's more like an echo from the other side of the cliff. And I feel like whenever we talk about keeping things real, it's the reality of this healing work is not all pretty. It's not all unicorns and rainbows. It's about facing the things that scare us the most. And for me, I didn't realize how much shit I had in there scaring me and how small it kept my life. The fear of being seen for who I really am. And, that went way back to before I even knew who I still am discovering. It's a lifelong journey. But to be able to get to a point where you can truly say, this process is hard. And the intense energies that we've been in since the beginning of the year, if you're aware of what's happening it's hard. If you're not aware of what's happening, it's even harder, because any fear that we have that we are willing to face is coming up and smacking us in the face so that it can be dealt with. It can be acknowledged. It can be worked through and healed, because we don't need to carry the same beliefs that we used to. We are here. We are meant to grow and evolve and expand. And if we get locked into a belief system and we refuse to see anything else but that, that's what keeps us trapped. That's, Janice and I were talking about performance. Much of that survival is all about performance. We were able to put on the mask of who we had to be regarding, whatever group of people we were with. We could become whatever was needed to be accepted by that group. So when you take those masks off and you stop the performing and it's just you, one of the biggest questions I always dealt with was, who the hell's going to like just me? So when you're willing to go there, and you're willing to, a lot of people always say this work, it gets lonely, because it does get lonely. When you stop putting on the masks and people aren't able to tap in, because, Janice and I have talked about being people pleasers. When we're not performing in the same manners that we used to, and they're not benefiting from those performances anymore, they tend to fade away. And that can be very painful and lonely. And so many people that I'm working with and in our community talk about that loneliness. And that is a huge part of becoming aware of you and your belief systems and how it is you want your life to play out.
Wow.
Because in that isolation, what you find is you, because those external influences are gone. All those voices are gone. And you're left with you and the whispers of your soul. That's what I always talk about. In that silence, you hear the whispers of your soul. And that voice is always going to be kind, loving, supportive, respectful. It will be truthful. And sometimes that truth hurts. But it's always delivered in a kind, loving, respectful way. So that was a big thing that helped me silence my bully before giving her the boot. Was I was starting to defer to those whispers over the yells. So you can feel like you're low off your rocker when you're starting to sort through. I was working with a client the other day, and it was when you hear that voice of comparison, that voice of judgment, is it yours? Is it your voice? Or is it someone that judged you in the past and you kept hearing it over and over and over again, and it became your voice? Was it ever really you?
Good question.
Yeah. And it's not, none of this work is to go back and point fingers and blame. It's not about blaming. It's about understanding who you had to be to get to where you are. And choosing, do I still want to be that person? Or do I want to discover who I really am? Do I want to remember my original blueprint? So,
at the group I'm in, this is so tied to what you're saying, though. I had a woman. She's growing. Seems to be doing really well, and but she says she's so alone. I don't have any friends. And just going on, and you just like clicked on a light for me, because when you do stop the patterns you had, people are going to be scared. They're not going to want you to change. They're used to you trying to please them. They want you to keep trying to please them. That's the role they want. But when you change, people aren't going to like it. They could probably judge you for it, maybe be mean to you, or whatever. But that's interesting, because that's part of I think it's part of the journey.
Yeah, that isolation, that is there for a reason. And I was telling Janice in the pregame, a lot of the things that I've been experiencing and the things that I've been able to let go of, I've gotten to the point where I kind of felt like I was Jesus in the temple flipping tables and just flipping all angry, flipping the tables and being like, you know what? I need to clear it out. And I set my table up and I'm sitting at my table, and whoever wants to come join me in love, kindness, and respect always has a seat at my table. But I'm not running around begging to sit at other people's tables anymore. I'm not hoping that somebody invites me to come and sit down.
Wow.
I'm sitting at my table, arms and heart open to anybody who wants to come and join me. And it's a very empowering, and as I say it now, I can feel butterflies in my stomach, and a little scary, because that little voice inside me is like, is anybody going to come?
Yeah, really.
And I have to be, that's where I had to get to the point where I have to be okay with what if nobody does? I have to be okay with that. I have to be enough. I can't look for any happiness, joy, fulfillment from anybody in the external, because that means there's a void in me that I'm avoiding and looking for somebody else to fill it. And in doing that, I give whatever and whoever that is my power. I need to be happy, fulfilled, joyful, content, kind, respectful, all those things to me. And when I can do that for me, that is what I will attract to me. So it goes back to that first one. You don't get what you desire, you get what you believe you are. If I believe I am worthy of kindness, love, respect, joyful interactions and communications and connections, then that's what I will get. If I'm constantly begging to be seen, to be heard, to be loved, then I'm going to attract people that I have to beg for those things from. And that's what I did in my life. I did that. Been there, done that. I could probably make a t-shirt that says it. So taking this shift and believing that it's better for me to be alone than for me to beg for crumbs is huge.
Wow.
It's huge. So
I think that I very much always attracted people who are needy or broken for friends. Because then there's a good role I can play. I can be the helper, the healer, whatever,
the
help
fixer.
them feel better.
People
yeah,
pleaser.
The fixer. Yeah, all those things. But those friendships never lasted that long. A lot of times because I saw it and I didn't feel comfortable. It was getting too dirty, too negative. But it's interesting how I saw myself and where I created my friendships were from the same kind of people, all the time, because I felt most comfortable because I didn't feel like I was a freak because they were freaks too.
And there's where that comparison comes in.
Yeah.
It's like, if there was no comparison, then how would we move through the world? How would we know that we're not as freaky as the next person? How would... Yeah. So, I'm going to be chewing on that one for a while. Like,
yeah.
I'm not even sure how to imagine a world without comparison. Because even if there's nobody, and the funny thing is, I didn't really usually get myself into a comparison with somebody else. It was always comparisons within myself. So,
but whose voice are you hearing inside you? Where does that come from? So
exactly. So, yeah, when you can sit like Janice did beautifully on that observation deck and watch how you're showing up in other people, in situations with other people, and not be judgmental, just observe it and be curious. A lot of the guidance I'm getting for clients now is allow yourself to play the energy games. Like Janice knew she slipped into that pattern of, I'm going to make myself invisible. She was able to see it and then energetically play. What if I let myself be a little bit visible? What if I let myself fully show up? How does that affect the energy of this group? And instead of judgment, play the energy game, because I'm just hearing, Janice, it may surprise you, because you're bringing a lot more light everywhere you go than you used to.
Yeah. I probably sucked energy before. Where did that come from?
I don't know.
The one person told me in my life, and this is why now it's part of me, is that that I was very needy, and she that was her problem with me.
There you go.
So therefore, I am too needy.
So therefore, is that a story you choose to continue believing?
No.
There you go.
Not now.
No.
The thing is I did all kinds of things to hide the fact that I was needy back then. She just saw it. It was true. But I hid it. You have ways of, you take care of that person, you please that person, whatever, then you're not looking at you.
Exactly.
And they're not going to see how bad off I am.
That was totally me. Distract by fixing and taking care of everybody else. If I do that, I don't have to look at me. I don't have to deal with me. And everybody's better for it.
Yeah. Because they're not going to like me anyway. Right?
Exactly. And
that's, wow.
Yeah. One point that came up in the pregame that they're telling me to make is we were talking about my anger. And you said that I was probably better off because I would express the anger. Well, back in my ragey days before I started asking myself the questions and getting to know myself better, I guess it prevented me from keeping the emotions in, because my siblings have physical issues. We were talking about the emotional blockages manifesting in physical ways. So I agree with you. I think that saved me. And then the more I got into this work, and I got myself a punching bag, and when I go to the punching bag, I work myself to exhaustion. And then once I do that, the anger's gone, and I have to deal with the emotion that's left. So I don't run from it anymore. It's used as a tool to literally burn off the anger, so I can see what's really there.
Yep.
And that's just another point of the healing it's not all unicorns and rainbows. The anger serves a purpose. How is the anger serving you?
Right.
So we have two more memes. The one, our good friend Jennifer actually shared on her Instagram this week. So I pulled it off of that because I loved it. To be seen without performing. To be heard without screaming. To be missed without disappearing. To be enough without proving it. To be held without falling apart. To be understood without explaining. To be wanted without conditions. To be.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is always a good reminder that Janice and I like to leave you with when we have shows like this. Remember, sometimes the smallest steps lead to the biggest, most beautiful changes. Keep showing up. You're closer than you think.
We no longer perform. We just be present.
Yep. Yes. All right. Unless you have anything else, Janice, I think that completes our transmission, as we say.
I was going to say, our transmission is complete. Beam me up, Scotty.
All right. Well, as always, we want to thank you all for choosing to be here now with us. Please always remember,
you are not alone.
And don't ever forget, you are awesome. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, everybody.